what are your tips for setting up a space for a workshop? What toolkit do you have with you? The canvas is printed. What does it look like? And I thought so I've gathered a couple of photos, which I hope will be, often I'll set the room out, and if you've got this session, we're giving people 2 packs of cards, but if you've got 1 set of cards, I'll literally put the cards in people's spaces, because when people walk in the room and they see these cards, instantly they're intrigued by what's going to happen, because they might have told they're coming to a workshop where they're going to talk about emotions or feelings. If the leader's been kind enough to at least let them know why they're there, then automatically there might be some adverse reactions or some caginess. So when the cards are there, instantly there's some curiosity and intrigue in the room. So often I'll lay them out that way. Also, I'll provide people with maybe a name tag depending on the room or the workshop, or I'll provide the canvases, so the leadership handbook or the know yourself handbook, which you'll see here. This is one of our pro elephant riders, Adam. This is how he sets up the room for a Map Your Emotional Culture workshop. He's bought these little pads, because when you use Vivids or Sharpies, the Sharpies go through the table, right? And so he'll lay out the Know Yourself handbook in the pack of cards, and he also then puts down a photo of how the cards are laid out. So if you don't have a screen, if you don't have a audio visual screen, having that, he's laminated that gives people a guide of how to lay the cards out, so he doesn't have to walk around the room one by one and say, this is how you lay them out, which I thought was a really nice little hack. And by laminating it, he can keep using it. In terms of canvases, I'll always print out whichever canvas is associated to the workshop. I'll always print it out and put it up on the wall. Even if we're not getting to that part of the workshop, I'll still put it on the wall, just as a way for me to then refer to it throughout the workshop or at the end of the workshop, to say, 1, this could be the next step, or this will be our next step, and then talk people through it. And I like to print it up nice and big, so when people can move away from the table and then stand around it. Because there's a really nice phase shift from going with hunched over your table, playing with cards, to then standing up and then moving to the canvas, which is like part, which you've seen in the workshop, is a different type of conversation from playing with the cards. So you literally create a phase shift in the room as well. So often I'll get people to stand around it and then move backwards and forwards from it. Yeah. So I thought that gives you a bit of a feel for some of the sessions we've run and how we have the canvases and how we lay out the room and why we lay it out certain ways. Yeah. Are there any questions?
It's Belina here. Hi, I'm on the call. Thank you so much. One further question though, and it's a really technical, silly one, but in one of the videos in the masterclasses, you actually had a way that the cards actually just stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
So what's your magic tip behind that? Because that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not that magic, it's just blue tack or sticky tack. I'm not sure what they call it in the US, Audrey, but we call it blue tack here.
It looked a lot more clever than that, but that's awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, simply blue tack. What you can do if you don't have blue tack or you lose your blue tack, I've had this happen to me before, is instead of putting it up on the wall, I've then placed the canvas the big canvas that you saw there face down on a table, and then people stand, and we move the chairs away and people stand up and then look down over the canvas. And actually it works really well because the cards have got this, there's not much friction in the cards. You can actually push the cards around the canvas really well when people are moving around it. So it also works as just placing it on the table as well. If you lose your blue tack, I've done that before. I've turned up and gone, damn, I didn't bring the blue tack.